Okay, you guys, I need you to hear me out. Have you ever, when you imagine pie, how delicious and decadent that it would fucking taste, and you just want that fucking pie? I've never been able to obtain that until now. There's this place called Sherry's Pies, and this banana cream pie is rocking my fucking world right now. It's the best pie I've ever had in my life. Oh my god. One of my residents just brought me a quarter pounder from McDonald's. I'm not gonna eat it, but like, what?
Hey guys, it's me, your friendly apartment complex assistant manager, walking the apartment of one of our crazy residents who we finally got rid of, and I would just like to show you the condition that she left the apartment in. She was here for less than a year. Prepare yourselves. First of all, she took down the smoke detectors, so that's not okay. Here's the carpet. How in the hell did she do this in about 5 months? She was here for about 5 months. Please tell me how this is possible. Gross countertop. She dismantled her stove and oh dear God, what the fuck is all that? Fucking gross. Oh, I'm afraid to open this. Oh, what? How? Top of the refrigerator. Oh God, oh my God. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Do I dare? Oh, that felt gross, okay. Oh look, the cleanest thing in the entire apartment is the dishwasher. What the actual fuck? Yo. But how do you live like this? Underneath the sink, and I mean the front of all the cabinets are just horrendous. Oh God, I'm gonna have to light myself on fucking fire after this. Look at these burners are crusted and shit. Also, we appear to be missing a burner because there's 1, 2, 3 right there, but we have 4. Look, they replaced the drip pans. Yeah, you're totally getting your security deposit back. Jesus. There's little flies flying around, by the way. Oh my God. What the fuck is all of that behind? That's just, and how does, oh my God. You guys, there's piss in the toilet. Oh my God. And the tub is disgusting. What the hell was she putting in this drawer that caused all of this? What the fuck? And whatever this stain is here, all the... Ugh. What? Was she putting her cigarettes out right there? What the fuck? This place is gross, man. Ugh. It also appears that she melted this. And that's the windowsill. And oh God, these strings are like black. Is this even... Can I pull? I'm afraid. Oh wow, her blinds are only partly gross. Also, I don't know if you can see all this shit. Yeah, you can. What is all of that on the front fucking door? Like, how does that happen? This is that resident that thought we were trying to evict her whenever we put a notice in her door that we were doing apartment inspections, and she came to the office with like 20 file folders and a binder and was like being crazy, and then she came back with a rock necklace that she made, and she just does lots of crazy shit, and this is how she lived. This is clean. Okay, so that apartment that I showed you guys yesterday that was very, very nasty, she is in like a hospital basically for her mental state, and so we've been dealing with her father. So we did the final account statement, and she owes like $600 for all the damages in the apartment, as you saw yesterday. We couldn't charge her for the carpet because the carpet was like 5 years old, so it was a lot less than it could have been. And so I emailed him and let him know that, hey, heads up, she's got a balance. We were under the impression somebody was gonna come clean the apartment, and it was in a very bad state. So here are some pictures in the final account statement. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Can you give us her address so we can send the statement? And this motherfucker emailed back, unfortunately, she's in no position to receive or pay an invoice. We have been advised by counsel, who is working on a contingency basis, that we have an excellent chance to prevail in court. We are considering a filing versus you, resulting from your lack of security on the premises. She was obviously in an impaired condition and was forcibly raped at least on 2 occasions. Additionally, her property, including a computer, jewelry, and music system, were stolen. Now, I don't know what counsel you have, but the lease literally says that we are not responsible for your safety. So, no, on that account. How is it our fault that she was raped? Like, sorry if that happened to her, but that has nothing to do with us. And as far as her stuff being stolen, it was in the apartment when her mother came to clean it, and it wasn't there when we got keys, so what the fuck? I would just like to make it very, very clear for anybody who is living in an apartment, you need to read your lease, okay? Because they are not responsible for your safety. All we're providing you is a place to fucking live. We're not your babysitters. We're not responsible for your fucking safety. That's your responsibility. So we've been ignoring this property that keeps trying to get market survey information from us, not because we want to withhold information, but because they literally call us 17 times a day and send us a weekly comp survey every day. And so we're like, we just did this, we're not updating you. And so finally my boss was just like, just don't respond to them. We're not giving them a market survey. Fuck those people. And the girl just came to the office to do an in-person market survey. Just like, I guess that's what you're gonna have to do from here on out, because we're not sending it to you. Also, I was looking in the refrigerator just now because I'm bored, and I found this, which is solid ass white chocolate from the chocolate fountain that we had for our Christmas brunch in December. This is just a big old chunk of white chocolate. So that dipshit that went off on me the other day, that I then went off on because somebody put a sticker on his car, came into the office and tried to get me in trouble on my day off, and my boss, had my back, and that was great. And then today, when I came into the office, I checked the Dropbox, and there was a letter. It was addressed to my boss, but I opened it anyways, because anything that comes through the Dropbox that's just addressed to like our office or my boss, like I'm opening it. Transparency. So I present for your viewing pleasure a dramatic reading of this stupid fucking letter. Enjoy. Last night at approximately 6:45, while leaving the recycling area, I asked the girl walking by if she or saw somebody putting stickers on my car. She replied no, and I said, okay, thank you, and proceeded with my business. Next thing I know, I have a blue Jetta blocking me in with the same girl in the passenger seat. The driver, her boyfriend, proceeded to say to me, you need to leave. I've heard a lot of shady things about you creeping around cars. An interesting slanderous comment from somebody I don't know, and in light of recent events, not to mention my car was vandalized. I responded, moving my car is not creeping around and something smells fishy. Then she asked me, why are you moving your car? I ignored her overinterest in my car. Her boyfriend then began to repeat his slander and threats. You need to leave. I've heard lots of shady things about you creeping around cars. I said, I don't know what you've heard, but I don't do that, and I live an honest life. And by the way, what's your name? Oh, that's not important, he said, and left. I was told twice by this degenerate that I need to leave. My question to you is, or what? And who would be spreading such rumors, slanderous comments to members of the complex, and questioning why I'm moving my car? His information is important to file a police report. This guy needs to go away. And I also can't believe he's actually trying to file a police report because somebody put a sticker on his car. A sticker that he easily removed. That's not vandalism. It's not. Yeah, so I just am trying to move now, and I was just calling to see, you know, like, I want to do basically an on the phone interview before I like come down because I don't want to like waste my time, you know? So like, what's your price difference between like a 2-bedroom and a 1-bedroom? Oh yeah, sure, that's fine. Well, we have a 2-bedroom available for this month for $1,540, and then we've got a 1-bedroom available. It's our mid-size for February, and that one's going for $1,300. For a 1-bedroom? Well, yeah, it's you know, it's pretty large. It's got a garage included in the rent, a wood-burning fireplace, washer, dryer, all your appliances, nice big patio that's completely private with a woods view. If I'm gonna spend that much, I would much rather spend it on a house. Okay, bye. That is the exact conversation that just took place on the phone call that I was a part of, and very annoying to listen to. Well, if you want to spend $1,300 on a house, I'm going to wish you good luck because, like, you're not going to find it, especially for the standards that, like, you're asking for. But I'm glad you didn't waste your time coming down here and wasting my time as well on a tour that would lead nowhere. I forgot to tell you guys about this tour that I had yesterday when I got back from lunch. They were like waiting in the office for me, and I was like, okay, I'll be right with you, because like 4 other residents came in and needed shit as well. So I was doing a couple of things. And then, you know, they're looking for a 2-bedroom for like April. And I was like, okay, well, let me show you all these things. I have this one that I can show you. And when we're in the apartment, they're like making snide little comments about how the shape of the master bedroom is weird because it has like a diagonal wall. It's a very large room, but one of the walls is diagonal. And so I was like, oh, do you have like a really large bed? Because you can fit a king size bed in there perfectly fine. And you actually can fit like a lot of furniture. And they're like, oh no, it's not that we don't think that the furniture will fit. We're minimalists. We just want to be able to utilize the space as best we can. And like the way that he said, we're minimalists, seemed like he thought I was going to be like shocked and just in awe of how noble they are to be minimalists. But then they start talking about how small the apartment is, and it's not small. It's 990 square feet, and the space is utilized like incredibly well. I've lived in so many apartments, okay? And I understand people have their preferences, and maybe that is small to them. But to a minimalist, that should not be small. And then he starts talking about how he's not sure if his furniture will fit. I'm like, what kind of fucking minimalist are you? And then I was asking them if they wanted to be put on the wait list, and they're like, no, that's okay. We'll contact you if we're interested. And they didn't want to give me their contact information, which fine, whatever. But it was just like the arrogance that they had because they're minimalists. It was just like, shut up. So this lady emailed about a downspout that's in front of her apartment, like front door, how it like is dumping water when it rains. And she said, we have every right to have our area be safe and free from ankle wading through water. She claims that the water goes all the way to her front door and that it is ankle deep. And she sent 3 pictures of the same puddle. I'm not sure why she sent 3 pictures of the same puddle, but I'm going to show you the picture so you can see that it is not ankle deep. Does this look like ankle deep water that's going all the way to her front door? Because it definitely is not. She's got a whole ass like 10 by 12 area before this little tiny puddle that she can just step across. But that is not ankle deep, bitch. What? And of course, in her email, she uses the word unacceptable. It's unacceptable and it needs to be fixed immediately or we will be calling the owners. People love to threaten to talk to the owners about stuff. Like, dude, she literally said that she's contacted them so that they can come back out and you're gonna sit here and cry? Like, chill out, lady. Get some rain boots. It rains here every day of the year. Why don't you have rain boots? I was just on the phone for 10 minutes and 11 seconds with this fucking lady who was a pain in the ass whenever I was leasing the apartment to her in the very beginning. Took like 4 months for her to make up her mind on an apartment, and she like canceled and then switched to a different apartment, and then she complains about the location of the apartment, but she can't get the other apartment because she can't pull her car into the garage, but she doesn't even park her car in the garage. Anyways, she called because she was concerned about the sewer bill, because that's around $30-ish a month. It's like allocated. I don't know how the charges are fucking like determined, all right? We get the bills from the utility company and then we bill them accordingly. And she's like trying to say that she's concerned that we're overcharging them for sewer because she called and talked to a company, and like usually you get billed every other month and it's like $30 every other month, so we're double charging them. And this fucking lady, every single time I'm on the phone with her, it's minimum 5 minutes long of a conversation. Like, she called to put in a work order the other day for her toilet, and I was on the phone with her for 7.5 fucking minutes, just like, okay, I've got the information for your work order, now get off the phone, I have stuff to do. And eventually, after talking in circles with her about this sewer charge, where I'm like trying to tell her that I don't have any control over that and we follow the law and regulations and stuff, so I don't think we're overcharging you, I was like, would you like the number to corporate? And you can call them. And she was like, yes. So I gave her that number and got her off my fucking hands. But like, oh my God, lady, chill out.
Stop.
There's 1 minute left before I get to go home, and it feels like the last 5 minutes have taken 30 minutes, and I have nothing to fill my time. I feel like I've reached the end of the internet. I didn't even know that was possible. I am 1,000,000% alone in the office because we're down a maintenance guy, and the other maintenance guy leaves at fucking noon on Fridays, and there's no maintenance guy tomorrow, so it's gonna be a long ass fucking day. Also, there's a 40-second delay in the time that my computer shows and the time that my clock out website shows. So it's 5:30 on my computer, but it's still 5:29 on the site that I clock out on. Oh my gosh, people are so fucking entitled. I was delivering notices for 5 buildings today because on Tuesday we're gonna be chimney sweeping. And I had just put a notice in this person's door, and I went upstairs to their neighbor to put their notice in. And when I came down, those people were standing out front, and he's like, what is this? I'm like, in my head, well, if you fucking read it. But externally, I was like, we're cleaning the fireplaces and the chimneys on Tuesday. And she fucking gets up in a huff. Well, I've never lived in a place where I just have to constantly move everything, like the cable guys when they had to come and do that. I have a bookcase in front of my fireplace, and you expect me to move that? Yeah, I don't know why you put a bookcase in front of your fireplace. Normal people ain't be doing that. And she brought up the cable guy like 3 times in a row, which that happened like basically a year ago. And it's because the internet cables were a decade old and we had problems with the internet. So Comcast came out and rewired the entire property. Guess when the next time we're gonna have to do that is? Another fucking decade. You're probably not gonna be alive. She just fucking throws up her arms in a huff like, listen, we have to come into your apartment to maintain certain aspects of the building. And she's like saying, you know, she doesn't use her fireplace. I was like, that's great. That doesn't mean things can't get in your chimney. There's probably birds' nests in there. We gotta clean it out, okay? You're not an exception to the rule. If you don't like it, you can fucking move. Move to a place that doesn't maintain the buildings and pay too much rent for shitty quality instead of us maintaining the buildings properly so you have a good quality home to live in, bitch. Or buy a house and do all the maintenance your fucking self.